This episode of Live Arena was brought to you by Resistance. Is Resistance futile? Let's find out. I've got 732 resistance on my Mortu Macabre, and I have 722 resistance on Ultimate Death Knight. Those are my two most resistant champions. I have a resistance aura of 100 that I can get from Lydia. Is that going to be enough to resist Armands? People in the past have suggested that's how you deal with Armands. I'm going to start with Armands just so I don't have to do any resistance shenanigans in the first round. But basically, the first time I don't get the first pick and they pick Armands, that's what I'm going to do. This time around, I'm going to try to go head-to-head with Control. I think that's what Ans wants to do, so that's what I probably want to do too. Maybe I'll take these three. That way I can make sure I can be fast enough. Arby is my fastest champion. Lady Mikage is my second fastest champion. I probably want to ban this guy because he's going to hit like a truck. Maybe I just want to take the king and queen. Just so I have the complete package here. Other ideas would include, I don't know, maybe Duchess and Rhodos. But anyway, I've picked who I've picked. So there's the Horsey, and there's this guy. I'm not really sure which of the two I want to ban because they're both pretty scary. We could also just ban the Arbiter, because this might just come down to who gets to go first. So I'll take the speed aura from Sun Wukong. And this is probably just going to come down to who goes first. Probably. So I get the first shot. I could do an ally attack, or I could go for the stun. I think I want to go for the stun. Oh, neat. Does he always do that? I think he does. There's so many interesting things that he does. Marius is a scary mofo. So go for this attack just to try to get some of these champions under control. I can put him to sleep at least. I can suppose it doesn't matter who I target with this. And just try to get rid of Marius. Alright, he's asleep. I feel a lot better about this. I feel much better about it. Good game, Ans. That's right, that's all I need is a good game, Ans. Anyway, how y'all doing today? Are you guys pulling your ninjas yet, or are you going to wait for the next CVC? I'm actually waiting on the mini account. This account has ninja, but you're probably not going to see him in the roster here. I don't really use him in arena. I use him to fight bosses. I'm going to take Armands again. I do apologize for being boring, but you know what? It's not my fault. It's Plarium's fault. Plarium's fault for making Armands too overpowered. It's basically, at this point, the meta in the arena is getting dominated by Armands and then a whole bunch of mythicals. The mythicals are also kind of ruining arena, but I mean, it's kind of dodgy. Basically, all of the people that have a ton of mythicals are all going to rise to the top of arena, and then I'm not going to see them anymore because I'm going to stay in gold 3. Or maybe I'll rise to gold 4, but low gold 4, and I'll be below them most of the time. I could still go for the resist, I guess, if I want to try it out. Why not? I'll take him. I'll take him. I've already got one nuker in the team, so I just need one more. Maybe I want Rhodos then. And I could even go for a third. Or I could just go for a Duchess. I mean, she's really, really good support. Or maybe I want somebody with a resist aura, like Pythion. Or I could just go for Lydia. She's got the best aura. I'll do it that way. So I can take Lydia's aura, or I can take the speed aura if I think I'm going to win the speed race. And I really think I need to get rid of her, because otherwise she's going to be impossible to deal with. So I'll get rid of Harima. I'll take the resist aura. Putting these two in kind of the neighborhood of 820, 830 resist, is that going to be enough for an increase accuracy and reduce... Anyway, Mika, she's got that ability that she can book that can reduce the resistance of enemies by 20%, and 20% taken off 830 is something like, what, 640, 650? I don't know if I'm mathing correctly, but I don't really think they're going to be struggling with my resistance. But we'll see. Nope, not today, Sun Wukong. Not today. So she metamorphs. She's going to do the increased resistance. And that's definitely enough. So that's good game. Basically, I mean, I'd say I should have banned Mika, but Harima's a little too difficult to deal with if I lose Rhodos. I mean, even with Rhodos, he's the wrong affinity to deal with Harima, but at least he can critically hit her, whereas Mortu Macabre and any demon for that matter can't. What a great champion. I want a Harima Plarium, or RNGesus, or, you know, God, Thor, Zeus, whoever's up there. Whoever's up there smiling down on me. I actually want to not pick Armands first, but they keep giving me the first shot this time around, so I'm going to pick him, because sometimes I never get the first pick. They always pick Armands, and then they always win, and it's annoying. I'll take the King and Queen. I feel like I'm constantly saying out loud, remember to bring 2 nukers. You just about always want 2 nukers, but not Rhodos, because he's hard countered by Ultimate Death Knight. So maybe I want more too. He actually is very good. He hits through the block damage that Helicath will put up. I could just go for a nice little Reviver. I could bring Mithrala. She can also really mess with the buffs. And then I could just ban the Siphi. I think I'm going to do it that way, if that's how it works out. It's going to come down to who they choose to ban. So far I'm seeing potentially 1 nuker. This guy could be built very nukey, but he could be built very tanky. He could be built fast. There are all kinds of ways that you can build him to kind of synergize with Ultimate Death Knight. That is extremely interesting. I'm kind of thinking I should just get rid of him then. Or maybe I should get rid of Helicath, because it could get quite ugly with him on there. And when I get rid of Helicath, I really just have to deal with the monkey. And I can probably deal with him very quickly. So I'll get the speed going. And then he says, and then he picks the HP lead. I guess I'm going for HP. Suppose I could have gone for accuracy too with Mithrala. It's been a while since I've used Mithrala in live. I don't really use her much in arena anymore. I definitely haven't given her a blessing that suits arena. Youch. Let's get him back in. Let's get some increased defense going. Nope, you can't put him to sleep. He is protected. Yeah, good game. Sometimes it just doesn't take very long. Aha! Wizard back for revenge, I see. Oh, and he gets to pick first. Is it going to be Armand's? Yes, it is. Cool. So now I can do it. I can do what I said, which is I want to start with these. Maybe I even want to start with her just to make sure I don't have to deal with an enemy Mika. You know what? I'm prepared to deal with an enemy Mika. I'm going to take these two. So this is my resist front. My resist front line. If he takes Harima, I'll... not Harima. Lady Mikage. Mika. If he takes Mika, I'll just ban her. Because part of what I want to do is I want to see if I can leave an enemy Armand's up. As long as there's no increase accuracy... Oh, that's hot. Shouldn't hold the cup like that. So I'm going to need... I mean, I'd like to bring the king and queen, but he's brought the queen this time, so I can't bring both. But I could bring Rhodos, and I could bring Duchess. She'd be good support for the team overall. I could even bring... I probably also want to bring Lydia just for the resistance. Or I could bring Pythion and get some of it. I think I'm okay with that. Plus the fact that Pythion is the right affinity to resist Armand's some of the time. My Pythion doesn't have good resistance, but I should say it's the affinity change where he'll get weak hit some of the time. So that's part of a consideration. I mean, when Lady Luck has her hand at things, it often just doesn't work out the way I want it to, but so it goes. So he's got Siphi, he's got Helikath. So who do I want my final person to be? I don't have a lot of time. I could go for another nuker. I could go for another supporter. I think I can't go wrong by just bringing Duchess. That's probably the way to go. So I'll bring Duchess. I'll ban... Honestly, I just want to ban Armand's. I think he's the biggest problem. And then I could just try to resist Sun Wukong when he does stuff. That's probably the smart way to do it. I'll let an opponent keep Armand's when there's something else scarier in the team. It's possible I've made the wrong choice too. But this should be good. So he's banned my my Rhodos, all according to plan. I'm gonna pretend I planned that that's who he was gonna ban. Because it does work out. I'm using the resist aura, which means I can crank up my resistance from 733 or whatever it is to 793. So Sun Wukong should not be able to strip these central two guys. That's my hope. Also, my hope is that one or my other revivers doesn't, like, die too quickly. And I'm not sure why I bothered using the cleanse there. That was kind of a waste. I make mistakes sometimes. What can I say? So he hasn't put up the block damage yet, which is interesting. I would have expected him to put that up right away. It's not like I can strip it at all. Although now I can place block buffs, which is probably annoying for him. Does he have the cleanse? He does. He does have the cleanse. Because he's smart, and he's actually using the cleanse at the right time. I guess that's why he's the wizard. And he's still not doing the block damage. That's interesting. Why are you not doing it? That's kind of the whole point. I mean, I'm expecting him to. Maybe he doesn't want to accidentally hit Mortu Macabre. But then I'm wondering, how does he plan on beating this team? Because it's going to take forever. And that's probably what he's doing with Sun Wukong as well. Is just refusing to hit my Mortu. If that's what goes on, then I apologize in advance. This is going to be a fight that takes the whole 20 minutes. I mean, I think I can probably start chipping away at somebody. I don't know. Because right now, I don't see him managing to do enough damage to anybody. He might just be waiting for the stone skin to expire, and then he's going to be a little more aggressive. I'm not sure. So I can put up as many buffs as I want. Is he just going to go for the A1 again? No, he's trying to steal buffs now. Okay, so I think his mentality was he just didn't want to not take away the stone skin. And now that there's no stone skin, the hope is he could somehow take the rest of the buffs. Ooh, you did get my UDK. I'll give you that. So that's 2 hits against Mortu. I am really hoping to get that peril because I don't want to be here for 20 minutes. And that Helicath is hitting pretty hard. I still don't know why he's not putting up the block damage. It seems like a no-brainer. Even if it does create situations where he'll accidentally hit him some of the time, I don't think that's a problem. Because he's gonna accidentally hit him some of the time anyway. Unless he sticks to just his A1s. If he does nothing but A1s and other single attacks, it's pretty much impossible for him to hit Mortu Macabre. Of course, I could let UDK die and try to lure him into hitting my Mortu, but I don't want to do that, because you know what? As exciting and aggressive as that sounds, Mortu Macabre versus Siphi, just any team that has a Siphi on it is no good, because she's just going to put him to sleep all the time. It'd be the end of him. And maybe the smarter move would actually be to hold off on his revive and instead use it with her. Well, Wizard, we appear to be deadlocked. See, this is where I wish there was a way to offer a draw. Although it looks like he is looking for the right time to use that. Maybe he can even win. I guess he can. And it's in part because I made a mistake. I shouldn't have used the revive with Pythion. I should have held off and used the revive with her so that Pythion would have his revive. He probably needs to be the last line of defense. So he can use his A1 to try to get health back. He's going to use his A1 on Pythion, I assume. Yep, well played. And now I'm in deep trouble. I didn't even get my peril. Unbelievable. So I'm going to give it to you, Wizard. But next time, it's best 2 out of 3. We each got one. Next time I see you, that'll be the definitive fight. You'll see. It'll be great. But for now, I'm fighting Omega. So, he's starting with Armands. I'm going to take these two. As much as I like to say things like, what are you going to do, resist me to death? I'm going to try to resist him to death. So he does have Lady Mikage. That is somebody I'm probably going to want to ban. So I'll take these two. I now have all the support I want. I have 2 nukers. Maybe I should just bring a 3rd nuker in case Rhodos gets banned again. Maybe I bring the Ambassador. But you know what? With these two, particularly with him, I mean, it's going to be too hard to avoid Mortu, so I think I probably can go with Duchess this time and eliminate Mika. And we probably want to take out her first because she is going to be a threat to basically everyone. But I wanted to take away that increased accuracy, so let's go with speed. Wasn't expecting him to take out my Pythion. I was expecting to lose the Rhodos. So my Duchess has about 450 resist. Not enough to resist Armands, clearly. These two are not getting bombed out. That is not happening. I don't know how much accuracy this Rat King has. Oh. But clearly enough. So first chance I get, I want to take out Rhonda. I think she's really the only serious threat to the team. If I could build a more resistant Duchess, though. That might actually make a resist team work. So, I mean, she's gone now. So, I've got... I really have one chance to make this work. Really, the first peril needs to take out her, and then the second needs to take out her, I think, in order for this to work. No, I don't even have enough resist. So, good game, Omega. So I'll take these. Let's do 5 more. I'm going to keep trying the resistance thing out, at least for the rest of this session. I am convinced I can get it to work. I have got it to work before in live arena. I just wasn't recording. And it was quite amusing. But it doesn't count if I don't capture it. So we got Limbonicus, and you know what, Limbonicus? I'm not going to pick Armands. But I am going to pick Mika, because you know what? she'd need to be an automatic ban anyway if she gets picked. So I'm going to pick Mika first. I'm going to pick Mortu Macabre and Ultimate Death Knight. Or is he overkill? Maybe he's overkill and I should go with somebody more like... maybe Pythion? I'll go with Pythion for now. So I need to make sure I have one more nuker so I'm not like completely neutered during the draft phase. I'm probably going to have to get rid of her. Which means I think I am happy enough to go with Rhodos. And that does mean I need Ultimate Death Knight, so these are my two. So we eliminate Harima. I assume this is going to be a second nuker. If it's not, eliminating Harima is an even better choice. Man, I really hate dealing with Rhonda. She is so good. So I'm still going to eliminate Harima. She's just too difficult to deal with. And I will take the resist. We've got to take out that Rhonda as quickly as we conda. So Armands is probably going to sheep someone. There we go. He's going to put everybody on cooldown. For what it's worth, my Mortu Macabre resists. Although he lost his stone skin from Armands, so that's a bad sign. I think I've already lost this fight. I mean, if I get an extra turn right here, that could be good. Terrible. Well, that's it. Good game, Limbonicus. That strategy did not work. And I guess this is what I'm talking about when I say taking Armands first is basically the move for most of us, particularly free-to-play schlubs like me. Armands is basically the best champion I have, and probably the best champion I will ever have in the current meta, unless something changes. And I maintain, you should nerf Armands. As a person who has him all the way up to a 5-star blessing, I still say, yeah, nerf him. I might get a chance to use him more often. And it could be more fun because he's more balanced. But then again, maybe I'd finally drop him and use other champions I'd rather use. Because I would rather put together a resist kind of team. Especially to deal with people that keep picking Armands, but they probably stop picking him if they nerfed him too hard. I suppose anything that shakes up the meta is going to be upsetting to other players. But then again, every time a new champion is introduced that's a little too OP, it shakes up the meta. So you really can't win with these service type games. So there's Armands. Okay, so I'm going to take... You know, I'm just going to go for the champions that I really want for this. So I'm going to take these two first. I won't bother with Mika. If he picks her, so be it. I'll just have to ban her first. Because otherwise, you know, I'm expecting to see Harima. I'm expecting to see, I don't know, a bunch of mythicals. I'm expecting to see so many champions that I'm not going to know who to ban anyway. So we got these two. Okay. Something. My brain just shifted into neutral. I could go for Sun Wukong. He's also got some polymorph, which can be handy. I do want to make sure I cover my nukers, though. So I'm going to go for Pythion and Rhodos again. And maybe, to cement the resist aura, I just go for Lydia. And that way I can't be stopped. In terms of who to ban, man, that is two really scary nukers. Maybe I should ban Quintus. Also, it doesn't look like he plans on using any revivers at all. So maybe I'll just go for one. And I'll ban Quintus. Because when he gets away on you, man, the fight gets ugly really quick. So I'll take the resist. So Mortu has 793. Do I have that right? Or is it 783? What was it? 723 or 733? I think it's 733. So, okay, he resisted that first hit. Maybe I got lucky, or maybe that was the resistance. I think the only real way to tell is by pushing through the fight. So if I'm not mistaken, Wing Chick here, whatever her name is, the Queen Ava, every single hit that she does is an AoE, so she can't avoid Mortu. Which means I'm going to be tempted to leave her standing despite the fact that she's the nuker. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Armand's, of course, has the spreader stun hit. That hits everybody too. Okay, that was not an area of effect hit, so I don't know what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking of a different champion. I think at least her A1 hits everybody. Anyway, right now I have no choice. I just have to hit the provoker. I could try to hit everybody this way, maybe provoke a couple counterattacks. If I manage to knock anybody down, this is another advantage that I've got. Time is on my side. Like anybody that gets knocked down, they're not coming back. This strategy certainly takes a while, though. Oof. Youch. So I can't revive her anymore, can I? Nope. Well, you know what? I think I was thinking of Ray. I think Ray is the one that that has the AoEs on all of her moves. I don't know why I would confuse Ray with Queen Ava. I'll just put this up. So there's not really a lot I can actually accomplish if I can't get the peril to proc. It occurs to me there is a solution, And it just means I have to get used to the idea of bringing Ambassador Aslan. Otherwise, this is just a game of her slowly nuking out everybody in front of her, which I'm sure C Pieces Art can achieve that. And we could wait around and see it, or I could just resign and give it to him. I think I'm just going to resign and give it to him, because this is going to be a boring fight either way. So let's just try again. Salmon Haft. Okay, Salmon Haft. I'm going to start. I'm going to start with more 2. Maybe not a great idea to show off that I'm starting with more 2, but I really want the opportunity to take advantage of the polymorph as much as possible. So that's why these 2 really need to be as close to the top as possible. Then I'm going to need some nukers. I'm going to need Rhodos, and I'm going to need the Ambassador. So that's how I'll do it. This way, if I get another opponent who tries to fight around my my more 2 by banning my Rhodos, the Ambassador can put the focus here. So in order to make that work, I do have to not be dealing with Warlord. But this guy is very scary. But you know what? I'm going to ban the Warlord just to see if I'm right about this strategy. Anyway, as luck would have it, I get to keep them all. Except for the Pythion. So I'll just take the speed. So much for the Ambassador. But looks like I'm resisting so far. I don't know what I'm going to do about this Leorius, though. I guess I'll start with this. Was hoping for a little bit of decreased attack on Leorius. Actually, I do know how to deal with Leorius. But we'll deal with Sun Wukong first. For Leorius, I can totally hit him with the block buffs move, the A2. I mean, accuracy dependent, of course. And accuracy is not the main focus of my more 2, obviously. So do I want the shielding? What do I want? Why not? So he goes for the sheep move, doesn't work. Goes for that. So what do I want to do? I want to get rid of her. Except I really also want to get rid of him. It's a tough call. I'm going to get rid of her first. This way, at least I don't have to deal with a low health Leorius with increased attack. That's just too much. Mind you, I feel like now I'm going to have to chip away at him, and it's going to be too much damage. It's too much. That's the problem with Leorius. So good game, Salmon Haft. So we got Mizuti Senpai. What's with all the people calling themselves Senpai? I feel like is that a Gen Z thing? Is that a millennial thing? You know, I'm just an old Gen X old fart here. I don't know. I don't know what you youngins are doing. So starting with RB. Okay. I will start with these two. Anyway. Go ahead. Take Armands. I dare you. One of these days, the resistance got to work out some of the time. I mean, the problem is, you come up with a team that can, like, resist your enemy. They can still just sort of kill you with damage, right? I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. You just hit hard. That's all you got to do. So they've got a bomber coming out. I am not scared of that bomber. Although if I stall here a little, I can make it look like I'm scared of the bomber. I don't know. I'll take these two. Maybe I want somebody else with a good resist aura. This is why I wish I had Harima. She's got that resist aura. And that is a cool aura to have. That's why my hand is wet. I think I spilled tea down the side of my desk. Ooh, Quintus, okay. So maybe I'll bring Duchess just to try to survive. Or I could, you know what? I could bring Helikath. He could be a fun little threat. I'll bring Helikath. I'll eliminate Quintus. He's eliminating Pythion for obvious reasons. So I have no cleanser. Do I want the speed or do I want the defense? Because the defense might actually be more helpful. Especially if I'm going to be trying to do any damage with Helikath. The defense is, of course, completely ignored by bombs, which is why I'm thinking maybe I should just go for the speed. Yeah, I'll just go for the speed. I mean, Sun Wukong, he's got his big nuke. This ignores defense 100% if he's built right, and there's no reason for me to expect this Sun Wukong to not be built right. So, increase attack. Maybe the buff strip. Maybe the monkey stick. It's the buff strip. Now, I have a reasonable amount of resist on my Helikath as well. But it's not like 700. It's like, I don't know, maybe 400, maybe 450. So what is Rotos going to do? He really wants to not die, so I want to do it this way. Steal as much health as possible. And I can't put the block damage on him. Can't be done. I'm going to lose my Rotos. But now with the block damage, I'm in a really good position. Nope. Can't sheep him. Can't do anything with him anymore. Got lucky with that peril. Or at least did not get unlucky. The shielding... No. There's just no way to save poor Rotos. It sends out more bombs. Wow, that counterattack is strong. Let's just take her down now. So we don't have to worry about revives. Now it's just a matter of time. Bonk, bonk. He's got to pitch his bombs one way or another. All you can do are attacks. You could resign. There's no shame in resigning when you know you've lost. Anyway, good game, Senpai. So we've got Panther from The Last of Us. So once more, why not? I'm going to go with the resist once more. This is one of the fun things about Live Arena, is that the person that's at the front of the line isn't necessarily the aura you need to use. So I will go with the Skeleton. I will go with Rhodos. And then I don't know. But probably... Nope, not Pythion. Okay. How about we go with the Ambassador and Lydia? This is an even better resist aura anyway. I will get rid of the Lion because he scares the bejesus out of me. And I'm losing more to Macabre. Wow. Okay, well in that case, I'll still go with the resistance. Now is when I really wish I had my Rhodos built a little better. I think I mentioned this at least once per video. I'd love to get my Rhodos in Stone Skin, and then maybe let's run the Field Medic thing. Let's see if we can tick this stuff down even a little. I still can't get these buffs up where I need them. Not everywhere. But even on some of them, I guess it's better than nothing. But Rhodos, I'd like to get him in 4 pieces of Stone Skin. And then Swift Parry. If I could get that working, that would be so strong. So let's see if I can get rid of Sun Wukong. Actually, I'd love to just take her out. Do we have enough power to do it? Yes, we do. Then I probably still should go after Sun Wukong, because he does have that increased attack. That is going to make him hit really hard. But you know what? I like living dangerously. Can I affect anybody with this? Not really. Let's just do that. Do a little bit of turn meter damage. A little bit's better than nothing. Ooh, I can place a taunt now. Who do I want to taunt them into hitting? Now that I don't have more to Macabre, I might as well taunt them into just hitting him. So I can get up a shield, a little bit of healing. Maybe I could drop him and her. This is interesting. This is not the matchup I was expecting. Let's see if I can get some lucky stuns off him. I do have Ambassador Aslan in a stun set, which can be amusing. There you go. There's a stun. So I shouldn't really have any trouble here. Should I use... Yeah, I'm gonna knock him down now. And we'll go for the Health Pilfer, the Plunder Vitality. I guess that didn't work. I think I'm even going to trust this to full auto. So on full auto, he's just going to put the Provoke, or the Taunt, on whoever's at the front of the line. Anyway, good game, Panther. That's about it. Is resistance futile? I don't know. I guess that's up to you. I mean, look at the battle log. We lost a bunch of fights trying the resistance thing before we got it working, but this may have just been more luck than strategy. It's hard to say. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. You can go now. I'll see you on the next one.